Hello everybody, this is Kaizen here, and welcome back to another episode here on our MineColonies series. We did again do a little bit of stuff on stream, but it was mainly exploring, so I won't go over that too much. But if you guys are interested in joining my streams, where we are going to be starting a brand new MineColonies series soon, go ahead and check that out. There's a link down in the description to my Twitch. But today, guys, we're going to build on from the last episode, which talked all about happiness, and what we're going to do is try and prevent so many citizens from dying. That does feed into happiness, but also it's just kind of efficient for your town to sort of protect it and that sort of thing. So to that end, we've got this. So let's have a little look at what we've got here. This is a wall, basically, or at least part of a wall. And this is the design that I've gone for. I hope you guys like it. I spent a little bit of time working on this. I wanted it to be easy enough that I could make this the whole way around my base, but also simple enough that we could do this hopefully in one day of grinding or something, because it is quite a lot of area to clear out. When you look at these lines all the way around the town that we're going to have to cover, it's quite a way. So I've built this just outside of the town on purpose, so it's not going to interfere with anything. But this is how it's going to look right now, and we're going to build this the whole way around. I've gone ahead and done a load of grinding. I'll come on to that in a second, but this will prevent mobs from being able to get in. Now, we're going to have some gates so our citizens and also us, me, I can get in and out of the town, and we're going to have to figure a few things out, but this will be essentially the design. So you'll be able to come up here and see out as well. We'll have, from this end, when we're inside the town, we'll have access points to get up and down, like ladders and things like that to get up and down, but that's going to be the wall design. I've gone ahead and made myself a little bit of a work area here with our bed, crafting bench, and a few items and things. You can see I've been going out and grinding, getting loads of dark oak wood, and that is essentially what we're going to do. Now, so part of the plan is going to get all these walls done. The things I'm going to have to figure out will be the corners and the gates, because obviously this is just the straight bit. This is pretty easy. So that's going to be the next thing to figure out. We're also going to have to light up the inside area as well, so that mobs cannot spawn inside the town. So we're going to look to do that as well. So there's quite a lot going on today. It's going to probably take me quite a lot of time to do all this. So if the video does end up coming out a day or two late, I do apologize. But yeah, I am trying to keep them every day, but it's going to be a bit of a job. So let me go ahead and get on with grinding this all out and getting these walls built. Okay, guys, so I've hopped into spectator mode, and we're going to have a look from where we were before at sort of what we're going to do here, what our plan is, and I'll talk you guys through the kind of process. So obviously our town is not flat, right? I mean, this right here is kind of the level that the town is being built at. You can see this path right here is at a similar level to this over here, and we can have some fluctuations. You know, this bit up here is a bit higher and that sort of thing. But basically, this is roughly the level we're at. So I've got the wall going around like that. And what I've done is I've used dirt to just go all the way around there and leave these gaps underneath. And for now, we're going to build the wall on top of it. Then, once we've done that, so we make sure that this wall is the same height the whole way around, we can then decide whether we want to build up the grass and dirt around to make it look like the wall is on top of a hill, or if we want to actually build up the wall itself. Now, some tricky areas are going to be places like over here, where there's quite a lot of difference between where we're placing it and the floor. In this case, it's actually water. But I think in the future, if there were giant walls here, it could look very, very cool. And I'm sure there's going to be some good things we can do about that. As I fly down here, you guys are going to get an idea for the size of what we're doing here. And it's really going to be impossible to fit this into one episode, because I would be here for several days. So this is going to be an ongoing project, and we're just going to discuss some tips and tricks today. And I'll do some of this on stream as well later for those who are interested. If you watch this video within a few hours of it going out, there's a good chance I'm streaming, as that's the time I generally stream. If not, this time tomorrow I'll probably be there, because I generally stream every other day or so. Now, on this bit right here, again, to keep the same level, I've had to dig right through a hill. Now, this leaves us with two issues, really. There's a hill this side, inside the city, that we have to do something with, which probably is going to be easy to just level and then build something on, but we'll have to figure that out. The other issue comes on the other side of the wall over here, where, again, we have this big hill here, and we're going to have to figure that out in order to keep the wall where it is. Now, we could have left this hill in place and built the wall upwards and above it, but I just kind of wanted to do the wall all at one level, and I think what I'll do is a lot of terraforming stuff, and again, a lot of that will be done on stream or grinding off cam, because fitting that into an episode is always going to be difficult. Now, let me go ahead, let's put myself into creative a second, so I can actually fly around with this thing right here, so we can see the borders. So right here, at the moment, the wall's been going right up to the borders, right? So even like the corner over here, we've gone right up to the border, and then it comes around like that. Okay, that's how we've done it. However, you'll notice just back there, I've actually changed this around a little bit. So just over here, we've gone straight through rather than taking this in. Now, a couple of things as to why I did this. First of all, this area here is going to be reasonably difficult to build on. It's a lot of water and hilly area and stuff. And so I figure we probably won't really need that area. If we ever do need it, we can build outside the town walls. That's the other thing to say. So what I mean by that is if our town ever expands and our border, instead of being here, comes out to like here, it's not really an issue. What we're doing is we're walling off the central point of our town where all of the houses are going to be inside here. So night times and mornings, our citizens will be in here. And then we're going to light up the areas around the town as well, so nothing can spawn inside. And as for the outside, we're going to control the areas that citizens can get in and out. And any area they can get out, we can light up, or we can even extend the walls in the future. So I'm giving you these tips because if you're walling off your own city and you're doing it early game, you might be worried about it needing to be huge to future-proof it, but you can always build out and do another ring of walls or just like extend it out in the future if needs be. Similarly, I was looking at going around this corner here, as you can see, but this was a bit of a problem. You can see this right here. Something needs to be done with that, and I think in the future we could terraform that and do something cool with it. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut through here. As you can see, I've kind of made a path through here, and this connects up with the rest of the town borders anyway, because over here we've got this little bump that extends out again because of this guard tower. So the actual borders kind of go here. Now, I wanted to fly around to talk about those tips, but also to show you guys the scale of this thing. And we're not done yet. We're going to have to get rid of a lot more trees and things as well to actually complete this, which is why it's not all going to be done today. What I will do today is get a good majority, well, not majority, but a good portion of it will say done for sure, of these walls, so you can see how it looks. And we'll make sure we get a corner done and at least one gate as well. And then we can also look at getting some stuff done on the inside as to how the citizens are going to access it and how we're going to access it as well. So yeah, the rest of that will be done in the stream, as I say. Just going to keep you guys updated with any progress as I make it. For now, I'm going to go back into it, and now that we've got this dirt border all the way around, we can actually start making these walls. So this is kind of the fun bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and give you an update once we've got some more wall building done. Alrighty guys, well as you can see, I've done a bit of the wall in a row now. We've also done a corner, so it felt like a good time to kind of bring you guys back in, and you can kind of see how it's looking at the moment. I have to say, I think it's looking pretty good now that you see it all together. Quite happy with how that looks. It sort of fits in reasonably nicely with the town, and it will actually be good to kind of mark out these borders physically like this, not just for the protection side of things, but also then we can really focus on what's going on inside of here. Now in terms of the corner, we got quite lucky in this corner because it was an odd number. So whereas these are 5s, there's like a 5 gap between these pillars, here is a 3. So this is kind of the design I've gone for here on this corner, and we got lucky. Now if we get an even one, one of the future corners down there or whatever, then it might be a little bit more tricky, but we're going to figure all that stuff out. In terms of up here, I think this looks pretty cool. So this will be like a walkway, and we just need to do some things to make this look a bit nicer. So I'm going to have a bit of an overhang on this side as well, on the inside of the town. That'll probably come in a future episode or stream, probably be a good thing to stream actually, because the purpose of this really is about keeping people out. Now, the only kind of issue is basically underneath here, it's going to look weird for us to extend this down too far, I think. The wall looks good like that, but if we went for more wall underneath, it might look a bit weird. So I think, again, probably in an upcoming stream and or episode, we'll do some terraforming around these outside bits. Wherever it's like this, we'll build up a bit of a cliff or something. I was thinking as well, we may even build like some stone brick walls or something here and turn this into a bit of a dock area connected up with this pirate ship. So I think actually, if you can kind of picture this in the future with a pirate ship here and these walls going all the way around there and then all the way down this way as well, it is going to look pretty cool in my opinion. I think we can have this looking really nicely. So the next thing for me to do really is just continue on with these walls for quite a way. And I think over here is going to be a great place to put a gate because we've got this area here that comes out anyway. So it'd be a good gate to connect down into like the port area that I spoke about down here. So what I'm going to do is keep building these walls down this way until we build the gate and then go through the design that I'm looking at for that as well. And we'll kind of go from there. So I'm just giving you little updates along the way. And yeah, we'll give you the next one once we've got that gate going. Alrighty guys, well things are really starting to take shape here now with this wall. And I've got to say I'm enjoying the way it looks. I think it's going to be cool. So I've gone for this kind of design for the gate at the moment. Now this isn't exactly complete, but it is just a way in and way out at the moment. And I'm thinking in the future what we can do is build up some towers, maybe some guard towers, like one here and one like here. Obviously we'll need to get rid of those trees. But basically then I think that would look pretty cool to have the towers up next to it with the gate here. And what I want to do is like a tower either side that'll be like behind this wall. And also have like a bridge connecting them, so the gate will then look a lot bigger and kind of more impressive and stuff. So for now it's just about kind of walling it off and making that happen, but in the future that's kind of the plan for how I'm going to go with that. So yeah, this is how it looks. I think it's okay. I think it's alright, and in the future it will lead out here to like a dock area, which would be pretty cool. So this really is going to be like a big ongoing project for our town, but it's good to make a start with this. So the next thing I'm going to do now is play around with some of the stuff on the inside of this wall. So get some like walkways of how we're going to get up and down to this sort of area like that I'm stood on right now. So we'll have some stairways and things like that. And I think in the same way that if we go to the outside here, we've got this overhang. We want a bit of an overhang on the inside as well, but maybe only like 1 block or something. I'm going to play around with it and see how I go with that. But I don't want to take up too much space because we are technically in the town at that point. So we'll see about that. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take care of that, and then we'll come back and have a look once there's a new update to show you guys. So after trying a few different things, I actually decided that simplicity was best, and we went with this. And I know it is, as we say, very simple, but let me explain. First of all, the overhang, we want it to be 1 block, right? So with a 1 block overhang, you know, we're doing that to save like space in the town and stuff and resources and that sort of thing. And B, I just think it looks better that way, and the main overhang should be on the side you're protecting, not the side you're defending, just from like a strategic point of view and how it would look sort of in a real fortress. And so because of that, it was hard to do anything too fancy with this without it looking out of place. So I've come out with just 1 extra here, and look, it gives us access, right? We can go up here and get to this, and get up this way. So I think it's going to be okay. I think up here we can probably run some fence going along here once all this is in place. And again, this will be an ongoing project. So the walls are basically complete now in terms of we've got the main sort of infrastructure for them. I'm sure you guys will come up with some cool suggestions, and please do feel free to leave them down in the comments for me to test out. One thing I guarantee people are going to say is to splice in different things in here, like maybe some andesite, some cobble, some stone bricks, some mossy, all that sort of stuff. And I think that'll be something that we add to in the future. Right now, I want to get to a point where the walls are functional and all the terraforming's done, and that's going to take a long time in and of itself, but yeah, we're heading in the right direction. So the next sort of part of this whole thing is lighting up the inside of our town. That in itself is also going to be quite the feat because it is a big town to light up, and again, a bit of an ongoing project. But I just thought I'd talk about a few lighting options as we're on this topic today. So first of all, this is what I've done so far. Now these here are hooked up to a daylight sensor, which I've turned into a nighttime sensor. So you can make a daylight sensor pretty simply. I'll actually show you guys the recipe for that a second while we're here. Let's see, I'm going to get rid of my book. And to make a nighttime sensor, you simply make one of these up, place it down, and then right click it, and it will turn from a daylight into nighttime, or vice versa. So this is just what I did right now, and I kind of like it. I think we could use lamps like this going through, but I certainly don't want to just light the whole place up with torches and lanterns. I do want some fancy lights like that, particularly on the roads and around the town and that type of thing. Now, if you're looking to build with the actual MineColonies builds yourself, you can place down here. We've got a few different options regarding lighting. So if you go to Roads Fancy, you can get a fancy lamppost, and that looks like this. So pretty cool, pretty simple to make. That was actually, I did mention in the episode where I built those, this is basically, I stole their design. So we did actually keep in with it. I built it myself just because it was quicker and easier, but that is essentially that design. Another option you have is, let's see, if we go down to Roads here, where am I going? Roads Fancy. Roads Nice also has a lamppost. There we go. So that's the nice one. So a little bit fewer resources for that, and maybe just a slightly different look. But of course you can always do your own thing as well. So there's some options there in terms of lighting. Now I'll probably do a lot of this sort of stuff on stream. This is a great sort of thing to do on streams, simply because it's a bit of a grindy project to do in an episode. Today I just wanted to talk about the protection thing and whatever, and include it in the series, because I didn't want you guys to come back and there was a whole wall around the city and that type of thing, so I figured it made sense to do that. Also, I have, I'm getting a lot of views and comments and stuff, so I wanted to include you guys so you have an opportunity to suggest edits to this wall, or the gates, or the lighting, or anything else like that, and get you guys involved with that. So again, if you are watching this in the first few hours it's been released, I'm probably streaming right now, and I'll either be streaming hardcore Minecraft or this, so do come along, say hello. Streaming has been going incredibly well as well, so I'd love for you guys to get involved with that. Now, if you're new here, please do consider liking and subscribing if you're enjoying this series, this episode, my content, whatever else. It really is greatly appreciated, guys, and really helps me out. But for this episode, that is going to be about it. So, as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.